Welcome back to Your Place at 7. I'm pleased to be joined tonight by a very special guest, comedian and actor Colin Mochrie. Colin, thank you for being here.
Thank you so much for having me.
Well, you might recognize him from the hit comedy improv show, Whose Line Is It Anyway? He's bringing those improv hijinks to the Britt Music and Arts Festival this season, along with co-star Brad Sherwood. Their show, Asking for Trouble, comes to Jacksonville June 30th. Colin, can you tell us a little bit about the show?
We'd like to say it's a live version of Whose Line Is It Anyway, but without the dead weight. And I'm speaking of course, Wayne Brady, Ryan Stiles, who constantly held us back. So fans of the show will recognize some of the games. Every game starts with a suggestion from the audience. We have audience members on stage with us for about 60% of the show. It's just goofy fun for 2 hours. I
love that it's interactive. That's really cool.
Yeah. Well, it's either that or we'd have to come up with the ideas ourselves. Too late to do that.
Okay, so you're a master at improv, but are there ever times where that you wish you had a script?
No, actually. Part of the fun that Brad and I have with this show is making it as uncomfortable for us as possible. We're outside of our comfort zone. Because we find out that's where the magic usually happens. So if we're struggling, that survival instinct kicks in, and apparently it's funny.
Man, if doing a newscast without a script is like a nightmare. I hate that survival instinct, so I'm glad you can thrive off of it.
I'm sure you could make up some news stories, and right now it'd be hard to tell if they were true or not.
Oh no. Okay, so if you could do anything else in the comedy, theater, TV, or movie space, what would that be?
All right, here's what I want, and if there's anyone out who can help me with this, do it. I want to be the star of an action movie.
Ooh.
Many action movie stars, you watch it and you go, well, they're going to make it. With me, you don't have that guarantee. I might not make it past the first shooting. So I think there'd be an added tension there. It'd be a lot of fun.
I like that idea. People would really be on the edge of their seats, almost like an improv action movie.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, so most people would know you from Whose Line Is It Anyway? But my family and the real ones will know you from Disneyland's California Adventure. For those of you who don't know, you can take a sourdough bread bakery tour in California Adventure. At the end of the tour, you get delicious, warm sourdough. But first, you get to watch an informational video about how it's made, which stars Colin alongside Rosie O'Donnell. Do people ever recognize you from the bread video?
Not as much as from Whose Line, weirdly enough. But, yeah, and that was such a fun project, and it was directed by Steven Steinberg, who is a very funny man also. So I'm just to be part of the Disney family, although they don't pay residuals for the sourdough.
Do you ever just make it to Disneyland and like hang out at the bakery tour and wait for people to like recognize you?
I haven't got that desperate yet, but ask me again in 2 years.
Okay, so on that note, how do you feel when people recognize you in public? My aunt, shout out to Aunt Becky here, she actually saw Ryan Stiles in an airport and didn't go up to bug him, and that's kind of one of her regrets. How do you handle that? What's your preferred method of contact?
I'm absolutely fine with people coming up and saying hi to us. I mean, the odd thing about our show is people think they know us because we're not playing characters. Mm-hmm. We're kind of playing exaggerated versions of ourselves. So they feel they kind of know us. And yeah. I would say 99% of the time, people who come up are lovely and complimentary, and who doesn't want that?
Right. That's not your sign to start bugging me in public. No, I'm just kidding.
I see. I'm going to start bugging you for sure.
Yeah, okay. All right. Well, we'll see about that. I've actually only been recognized once, and it was at the DMV. So. All right, guys, you can catch Colin Mochrie live with Brad Sherwood for their Britt Festival show June 30th. Head to britfest.org for those tickets. Colin, thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Oh, thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
We appreciate you being here so much. We'll be right back with more of Your Place at 7.